All right, guys, welcome back to the final round. My name is Jake. Since the only real big kind of boxing card on the docket is this weekend between Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Erickson Lubin, dare to enter live at the at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Um, should be a good card. Let's get into it. I just want to say before I get into it that it's mostly going to be. I mean, we're talking about this card, and that's pretty much it. Gonna be also more of a quick video too. I'm gonna make a. I was gonna make a video probably tomorrow about how stacked. I mean, how absolutely stacked November is. Where's my damn pen? Sorry, guys. We're gonna pause the video real quick. Sorry about that, guys. We're back. November is stacked, as I was saying. God, we got some good fights going on in November, dude. And some good ones coming in December too, but we got ourselves a good card to look at here. So let's get right into it. Is a Golden Boy card, as you can see, Oscar De La Hoya, also known by Dana as Oscar De La Weirdo, Oscar De La Crackhead, among many other very prestigious titles he's earned over the last many years. So let's get right into the card. We got Amari Jones, different Amari Jones from the guy who just fought recently. He's 14-0. He's taking on Shady Gambor. Samuel Torres has a good fight. He's a very, very young prospect. Javier Meza, good young prospect. Joshua Edwards. Joshua Edwards he's a very young heavyweight, but I like him. You know, he's 25. He's got 4 knockouts. He hasn't fought anybody good. He fought a guy who was 4-1, 6-3, 2-1, and the guy was 0-1. And he's knocked them all out in the first round. First fight was in the second. The last guy he fought isn't that very good of a fighter, obviously, but I do think that you know, he's fighting Zeno Voris, who isn't very good. 30 years old, kind of sucks, but we will see. We'll see how it all looks. But I am excited to watch him fight. We'll see. It's his 5th fight, so. And then Figo Ramirez Gonzalez taking on another mediocre guy. Then we got Mr. Eric Priest. I'm excited to see Eric Priest in there. I talked about him in a couple of videos at middleweight. I think he's, he would be an opponent that I would like to see George Litter fight soon. I mean, his last win was against Luis Arias, who is a solid guy. Has fought in a number of big names. Vaughn Alexander, Luke Keeler, Jared Hurd, who he actually beat back in 2021. I think that was after Jared Hurd had lost his titles, right? Yeah, it was actually kind of crazy too. He's still fighting Jared Hurd? No. Yeah, he lost to Johan Gonzalez. I think it's him done, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Luis Arias is a good solid win. He hasn't fought very, very actively. But he's good. Oh, pretty actively. Oh, excuse me, guys. Jesus Christ, I can go to sleep. But beat Tyler Howard. He's beat some pretty good opponents. I gotta say, I'm not massively impressed with his resume or Priest, but decent opponents on there for a 26-year-old guy. He's 16-0. He's not a good power puncher, but I think he's a top 50 middleweight. He's not fighting him. Let's be honest, he's not really fighting that sort of good an opponent, to be honest with you. He's fighting Ms. Nika Correa, who is 16-6-2. So Gonna probably be a quick win for Eric Priest. And this fight, I'm excited for. Robin Serwan Safar, he's a good fighter. Fights out of Sweden. Um, good cruiserweight fighter. He is 32, but he's undefeated. He's 18-0. Um, he's been really. He. I mean, he's. I mean, he fought Sergey Kovalev in 2024 and beat him by unanimous decision. I thought it was closer than the judges had it, but Kovalev was down in the last round. And yeah, I understand this is a Kovalev who I believe was 41 at the time. Zafar was 31. Oh, by the way, Sergey Kovalev is still fighting at a pretty high level. You know, he just defeated Arthur Mann in the seventh round, so he can still, you know, he can still freaking fight. The guy can still fight. So, but then Safar beat Roberto Silva, and then he takes on my man Derek Miller Jr. This is gonna be a good fight. Derek Miller Jr. is somebody who I've been watching a little bit come up in cruiserweight. He's good. He is 35 though, and when I remember watching one of his her hearing about him, he beat he beat a decent journeyman Demetrius Banks 2022. I thought he was gonna extend from there. He never did. He took out Adrian Taylor in 2024, beat him by unanimous decision. Wasn't that really impressive? As mostly had all his fights in Detroit. Um, but I don't know if I'm gonna pick him. He took on Vernon Webster. I think it was a draw. It was changed to a no contest. Um, we'll see. I don't know. I'm assuming that Safar is probably gonna win, but I would like Derek Miller to win just because. I mean, Safar beat Kovalev. Come on, screw you, bro. But we'll see. And so you can see what happens with those guys. But and then Darius Fulgham, he coming off his recent loss to Bektamir Melkuziev, which was a very close decision, by the way. Melkuziev lost a point in round 7 for holding, and Fulgham was down in the final round. If not for that, I mean, let's just say he wins round 12. It's a draw. It's a draw, dude, and he gets the draw. Melkuziev would have won if not for the point deduction, but still. But yeah, he fought well against Melkuziev, who I think is a world level guy. I don't like him. I hate Melkuziev. So Gabriel knocked him out. That was the best. But he's taking on David Stevens. Darius Fulgham is taking on David Stevens. He's young. He's 25. He's 15-2. He's coming off a win over Peter Kamukov. His last loss was also to Melkuziev by split decision. That fight was personally, I don't know how Chris Miliori scored that fight for him. I do think he lost that fight, but he had lost to Joshawn Jones, Joshawn James, who honestly isn't that who just got knocked out by Lester Martinez recently. So, but he did beat Vaughn Alexander, so I don't know. Um, mm, okay, yeah, that's right, Ben Box Rec. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably go with Stevens for that one. Maybe we'll see. And then in the main event, obviously Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. I talked about this in my video by Erickson Lubin mostly, but I'll make it kind of quick. I think this is a fight that Erickson Lubin has a chance to win. He is going to have to hurt Vergil in the middle, in the earlier middle round. They have to hurt Virgil early. But Virgil's tough. Virgil's a good boxer. But honestly, I think this is going to be a war. I think it's going to be a war of a fight. It's going to be it's honestly going to be a war of attrition. As I say, I see it being a war of attrition fight, and I see Virgil. As much as I have criticized him in recent times, he is still 27. He is still pretty young. He is still sort of learning. I don't like that he couldn't fight for title welterweight, but he's had one, two, three, four. This will be a fifth fight at 154. He's improved. You know, his win over Mean Machine in 2021 was impressive. His win over Maurice Hooker was impressive. I really started looking at him when he beat Mauricio Herrera, former world title challenger. When he beat Brad Solomon, when he beat Samuel Vargas. I mean, he's got a pretty good resume already. Thomas Delorme, Sergey Boychuk, which personally I thought he lost that fight, pretty close. And then the Majima fight was a really good win, and I think that Erickson Lubin will put up a good fight. I think he definitely can win. I just don't see how. It's definitely possible though, and I think that Ortiz is going to win this fight by a war of attrition. Lubin will probably either be forced to. I don't think he's going to choose to quit, but I think his corner might pull him out in the 8th or 9th, maybe 10th round when he's just beat up after giving a lot himself to Ortiz. So that's what I think is going to happen. Pretty quick review, guys. Obviously, just this card talk about. I would want to go more into detail about this fight. I think it's fascinating, but as much as I gave Lubin credit in that video, now if Lubin does win, he is right back in the picture. He goes to 22, a massive win over one of the biggest undefeated, sort of kind of under 30 prospect / contender stars in boxing in Vergil Ortiz Jr. Massive, massive fight. But there's a reason in many of the posters that Virgil's big and Lubin's small, because and most people expect Lubin to give him a tough time. Nobody expects him to. And I mean, it's not the same with Boots and Lima, because Lima was never proven to the level of Lubin has. Lubin's fought some of the best in the world. He's lost to the best in the world, but he's also beaten some pretty solid guys. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know. We'll see. Um, it's a part of me wants to go with Lubin because I just it's not that I don't like Virgil, but I'd like Lubin to get. I don't know, but no, I'm gonna stick with Vergil Ortiz. Obviously, I do think he's gonna win, but it's not impossible for Lubin to win this fight. But he's gonna have to hit him and hurt him early, and I don't know if he can do that. So I think Ortiz is gonna win by 8th or 9th round knockout. We're within that range, most likely. So that's going to do it, guys. My name is Jake. Thanks for watching. And remember, the greatest fighters always leave it all in the final round. We know these guys. Both of these guys definitely will. See you guys.